Hello and welcome to episode 7 of Everyone is Everything. I just woke up from a nap and I'm pretty sure my neighbor's been mowing his lawn in December for the last hour. Or I'm bad at identifying sounds. Speaking of sounds, today's guest is Mattias Eklundh. He is a Swedish guitarist, best known for his band Freak Kitchen, also solo albums under the Freak Guitar moniker, and the Freak Guitar Camp, which he'll talk about as well. Just a super cool guy, and the band is amazing. I've been a big fan for a long time, so I highly recommend it. Otherwise, enjoy Mattias Eklundh. All right, now it's officially underway.
Good. There's even a sign. Got it? So it's over your face. Your beautiful face is covered by.
The computer has let us know we're allowed to talk now.
Very good. Yes. So many things these days. Yeah.
I know, right? Once they tell us go, we'll go.
Good.
So how are you feeling? How's it going?
I am tip-top. It's 3:00 in the Swedish woods, and I have been playing guitar since, I guess, 8:30 in the morning. Wow. Working on a new tune. I finished all the guitars of the new Freak Kitchen album
awesome.
2 days ago. Yeah, so 11 tracks and solos and all the riffing and all of it. But then I couldn't resist because I got even more inspired. So I started to do some electronica strange thing and put lots of lead guitar on that one. So hopefully I will manage to shoot a little video and mix it and master it before Christmas. We'll see. I can't help myself. So we'll see. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear a new Freak Kitchen. That's for sure. I think a lot of people will be. And it's interesting to hear you say that because like one of the things that I did want to talk about was just creativity in general. And it sounds like from what you were just saying, it almost just it comes and you just have to be there to let it happen. Is that kind of how you feel?
Yeah, I channel it. I do. I go, okay, there's something good. It's an embryo of something, and it's very nice to have your own place. I call it the Freak Audio Lab, which is basically just a house next to my main house in the same garden. So it's about 2 meters walk. But to have the gear, and now after many years to have the knowledge of making things sounding good quickly, it's very rewarding to get an idea. You know, I whittly in the morning when I make breakfast, and the son, takes a shower, and the wife is putting on coffee, and the dogs drool, and I have my living room guitar, and it's like, this is a nice theme. It was like this the other day. This is a great theme. What am I going to do with this one? And then, I have some time today, and then you just, I'll get behind the MIDI kit, or I'll start with the keyboards and start building an arrangement, and always with the guitar in my lap and so on. And then, just that's one of I have many strange qualities, maybe not so good, but one of the good ones are that I wrap things up. I finish things. And it's always quite painful, the last sort of 5%. It's the same for everyone, I guess, even if you write a book or you do a paint job or whatever. So you have to wrap it up. And I do that. I wrestle my way through it. And so it's very rewarding to start something, work on it, finish it, maybe shoot a little video for promotional purposes, and get it out there and move on. It's like, yeah, good, I did something, instead of these endless processes of years and years of next year we're gonna get a kick drum mic
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
so on. To hell with that. Today I just want result, I just want stuff to happen. I'm 53 years old and I have a shitload of things that I want to do, and I'm going to do it. So yeah.
Right. I think that's awesome. And and the thing that I think is interesting is that 5% to finish.
Yeah.
Like that's, and when you said that, I just flashed in my mind all the things I haven't finished.
Yeah.
Is there like do you have any hints on like how do you fight through that 5%? How do you finish the project?
I spoil myself afterwards.
Mm,
As again, as another kind of reward. I like tomorrow morning I will finish the track, and then I will have a 90-minute Thai massage.
nice.
And I will go and do some unnecessary shopping for the family. And my wife already said that she will put all the stuff into the various places, because I hate that. I pay, I do everything, but I don't want to. Then I'm gonna lay on my lovely sofa in my lovely living room in front of the fireplace, and even Netflix or HBO, whatever, and say, well, you did good, man. And then, of course, I know the way I am. After 5 minutes, I get restless and say, okay,
Mm-hmm.
what to do now? Okay, I
Right.
got to have shit to work on, But sometimes you think about the ride. If you have say, I record stuff on my phone and some strange idea, and you dress it up, because that's really what I think I get better at sort of, how should I say, producing and finding the nature, the essence of the stuff that you come up with. But again, it's very, very nice to do this. And but looking at something at your phone and thinking about all the journey until it's finished, then I get tired. It's the same, I live in the house. I have a house in the Swedish woods, and it's the same thing. When we're going to build a woodshed, or this September I took down 25 tons of trees.
Wow.
That the guy, well, I had a guy helping me out, because you need insurance and stuff, because it's dangerous. And he said it's impossible for one person to take care of all this wood. And I said, hold my beer.
Yeah.
And it took me 2 weeks just to chop it up and carry all these lumps of wood, because it was kind of a hill. The house is on a hill, and the forest is down there, and just walking for 5 hours every day with 70-80 kilo lumps of wood. And I like it. I like it because now I feel very rich. I have wood for 10 years,
Right.
25 tons. Now I need to chop it up as well. But
Right.
I like the process of actually doing something from start to finish, because I was more, how should I say, wobbly back in the days. And also, the older you get, the more you refine your time. Now I turn most things down, because I realize that it will probably mess with my inner peace, and it will mess with my own freaky schedule and stuff I want to do. I mean, next year we have the 25th anniversary of the Free Guitar Camp, which takes, it's easily 6-7 months of constant work. Then we have the Free
Wow.
Kitchen album. I need to wrap up the lyrics and sing, and then we need all the everything, the production. And since I do so many things on my own, it's a very long process. So I am kind of, well, 2 years ahead. I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Wow.
And it's a constant grind. And maybe people say, hey, what are you doing, man? We don't see you on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or whatever. Well, I don't have the time. I post and I got shit ready to show you. I don't post when, hey, look at my leg, it's dirty. Or,
Yeah.
hey, this is my breakfast. Fuck that. I don't have the time. I don't want to. I think it's disgusting. So and shallow somehow. So it's like, god damn it, I have stuff to say, and then I'll say it, and then I'll curtain down work.
Right.
So that's how I get stuff done. I'm very disciplined, and sometimes it's driving me crazy. It's making
Right.
me, you get exhausted. It's like, it's okay, man. That's why I have to do stuff like go to a massage and
Right.
do this, or hey, watch a movie or whatever, to cool down. In the evenings my brain is pretty fried. And so yeah, I am Sir Talk a Lot. I talk a
Oh
lot.
no,
Tell me to
that's
shut
okay.
up. It's like, shut
No,
the
no,
fuck
that's
up.
that's totally okay, man. It's like and you said so much stuff that I like it almost feels like the relaxing on the couch feels better if you do some stuff
Yes,
before it. You
yes,
know what I
yeah,
mean? Like it just,
yeah,
so it's like you said, it's a reward, but like
yeah,
you actually are making that that thing a better thing
Yeah. Yeah.
because you've done a lot. And another thing
Yes.
that I really liked that you said that I think people could really learn from is turning down things that affect your inner peace,
Yes.
but being able to know what's going to affect you internally, I think is not an easy thing. So,
True.
how would you how do you think you could how can you look at something and be like, this one I know is going to make me feel wobbly and weird, and this one is
Yeah.
going to make me feel good.
Yeah, well, first of all, I mean, it's a different thing. We're musicians, and we're in this thing called show business, which is an ugly thing. And I've back in the days, as I said, I think I mentioned it. I used to be the guy. I was worried that if I would turn it down, I wouldn't get a second chance, or I. That's not how it works. It's don't be afraid to protect your energy. I do that a lot. I'd say 99% of everything that's offered me from gear, or do you want to play this contemporary classical piece that will take 8 months to learn and 140 pages of written music? No, I don't. It doesn't matter what you. Money should never be the thing either, because I make money from my music. So and it's like, yeah, I want more money, so I'll do this, I'll do a commercial, I'll do. No, it's never ever. But back in the days, I used to be more like, oh, good God, yes, I need to be involved, and I'm here. Look at me, I can help out. I'll do it. Yes, I'll work for free. For 3 weeks, and and now I don't do shit for free. It's forget it. This is my job. Pay me, or bye bye. That's it. And I don't ask for um, a ridiculous amount of money, but it has to be fair because it is a trade, and I've spent all my time since I was a sperm, refining it and getting better at it, and so this kind of, common misconception, kind of, yeah, you're a musician, you're so happy to just do bling, bling, bling. Oh, aren't you happy now that you can crawl back on stage? No, it's, yes, I'm happy doing what I'm doing, but I need to get paid, so it's, and it's quite liberating to actually say no to stuff and say, nah, sorry, I don't have the time. So thank you for asking, but sure, I can do a guest solo. It takes me 10 minutes on whatever, if you ask me, and so on. But no, I will not be your sidekick on a 3-month tour, or, yeah, can you audition this stuff and learn? I've had many offers and I turned them all down because I make money and I'm very happy doing what I'm doing. And it's a great feeling. And it took me many years to feel that, yeah, I'm quite, I'm quite joyful doing
Right.
exactly what I'm doing. I feel that as well when I get my ass kicked by this little Thai woman who is just really, she's like featherweight. She's like a helium balloon, but hell, she's strong. And it's, I'm like a walrus. I'm Jabba the Hutt. I'm just a big lump of fat, and so on. But in the evening, body feels good and a nice fire. I feel really good. It's like I ask for nothing more than this. Good productive day, good massage, good food, maybe a glass of wine. And
Hmm.
that's it. It's a complete rave party to me. So I love it. And it's a great feeling to actually do that. And stuff like YouTube and social media stuff, it's draining me of energy. I look in and yes, thank you very much, and I love you too, and put some hearts and do check everything is all right. No, nobody has kind of tagged you in some porn shit or whatever. It's like, just okay, sort it out and turn it off. So here in the Freak Audio Lab, the computer I'm talking to you is obviously online. But my main working computer has never seen the internet. And I think it's very healthy. It doesn't know what it is. It's been installed from CD-ROM, the
Wow.
Windows stuff and everything. And there are, I don't have any sound on my phone, and I just throw it away when I walk into the studio. And it's very nice. You need to protect your energy and your peace of mind. It's very simple in many ways to have a good life. But the stuff is, you got to block things out. That's the main thing. So, yeah,
Wow.
words of wisdom from the pagan in the woods.
Yeah, it
It
really
works for
is
me,
too.
at least.
No,
Yeah.
it really is too, because as you say that, and even when you're saying you turn down offers that take your energy, but you're
Yeah.
also turning down the screen that takes your energy, and like,
Yes.
because the screen is offering us like, hey, look, you got a bunch of likes, now you could feel good, keep
Yeah.
trying to get more. And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
really
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
we should be doing is looking at that, being like, oh, I don't have the energy to like I don't want to give that useful energy to the screens all the time. And don't
Yeah,
get me
yeah.
wrong, I get lost in there. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We all do. I mean,
it's
I've
hard.
spent, yeah, yeah, yeah. I go to the bathroom and do my nasty business,
Right.
and it's like, good God, I'm stuck in looking at this, and my leg get numb. You know, how should I
Hmm.
get, darling? Could you help me out?
Right.
I
Right.
can't feel my legs. And then I
Right.
realized, to hell with this. You know,
Right.
why did I bother? And I almost get like a panic feeling inside. It's like, oh, it's this disgusting, you know, throw it away.
Yeah.
It's, you are not in charge, and you are
Yeah.
not. And
Yeah.
on the other hand, I think it's super charming every once in a while. You know, I never uh, sort of understood the thing. Yeah, I'm just going to chill with Facebook or TikTok or whatever. But sometimes it's like, yeah, I had a great productive day, as we spoke about, and I may actually lay on the sofa with my big ass cell phone and answer some emails in front of the fireplace, or check this and that, stupid video, squirrels or cats or but only for 5-10 minutes, you know. Because my son, he deleted TikTok, he's 15 years old, because he was shocked how much time he actually spent there. And he's a, you know, he's a big guy, and he's a wrestler, and he's at the gym and everything. He want to do good, he's good in school and everything. And he was like, he was almost disgusted. Good, I'm wasting my life, to hell with
Right.
it. So delete. And that was 6 months ago.
Wow.
And I think that's really healthy, because, you know, I go crazy. I have TikTok, but I don't use it. And when I see, it's like, turn it off, you know, I almost get like, how do you say, epileptic attack from it, you
Hmm.
know. So yeah, so I mean, it's good stuff to have as a tool to
Right.
but the gratification, and I respect everyone listening to my stuff, you know, I really do. And I mean it when I write something back or put a heart. But this is not the reason I do it. I do it for my own inner journey,
Hmm.
you know, to grow as a man. So, and then of course, you know, and it's never ever the stuff I sort of worked really hard on, that hard on, sorry, that
Right.
people watch. This is the one. Check this out. It's never that, and I have come to peace with this kind of stuff. It's okay. It's the stuff you least want people to see. Somebody hands you a Fender Strat, and you do some silly blues slicks and make a fool out of yourself, and people, wow, this is great, man. No, I was being stupid. Look at this. It's some taka 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 taka, the very interesting rhythms and tonality. Oh no, play the blues, man. I understand why it is that way, and I don't find it frustrating. I used to, because this is the one. Check it out. No, we don't give a shit. We want to hear that. Play the
Mm.
Strat.
Right.
So yeah,
Well, it's interesting too, because it is a lot. There's a lot of wisdom there, really, and it's kind of hard to navigate the current version of the world we live in. But
yeah.
as you were talking, it reminded me of I saw you at Prague Power 2006 and 2007.
Oh yeah.
And 2007 you did a guitar clinic
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
for
Yeah,
like
you
the
mentioned it.
pre-show. Right, right,
Yeah.
right. Because you like it was only for gold badge members, but
Ooh.
I emailed you, and because I didn't have the Willy Wonka's golden ticket, and
Yeah.
and you let me into the show, which was
Ah,
awesome. But
yeah.
one thing that I remember that for some reason popped up in my head as you were just talking about how your inner journey, so to speak, and how you've learned how to deal with life, is the one thing you said, which was grow your own mustache.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
can apply it obviously to music, but you
Yes.
can also apply it to life.
Yes.
Could you go ahead and just tell us what grow your own mustache means?
Yeah, it's something that popped up from way back. Voltaire, I think it was at the end of Candide. He said, "I'm going to go grow my own garden." I thought it would be great to be a girl or a cat or a dog and grow your own mustache. It's a metaphor for, you know, it's not about facial hair. Obviously, it's about framing your life with stuff that's good for you. And as I said before, it's, I think, the key to have, how should I say, it sounds corny, but a happy life, a good life, because we all want that, is simplicity. Really, to make things, don't sort of, how should I say, go for too much stuff. You will be confused. It's a confusing planet as it is, you know. So for me to stay sane and positive and creative is to block things out. Yes, I know there's a lot of shit out there and so on, but I don't watch the news. Maybe once a week I check out, so did the world blow up? No, okay, good. We'll just well, keep on going, because it doesn't do me any good. I'm not naive. I know it's there, and I try to help in my own quirky way, you know. So it's growing your own mustache is really, again, it's about finding out who you are, and again, music and life, as you said, it's the same thing for me. Music is life and life is music. There's no difference, you know. I had a great life today when I was playing and making things up as I went along. And so it sounds deep, but it's really not. It's actually dead simple. It's what Martin Freeman says in the beginning of the Hobbit movie, the first one of the trilogy. He talks about the simple life. You know, I think it's before, I'm going on a journey, an adventure. So, but the simple life, you know, grow your own garden or your own mustache, and living in the woods obviously help, you know. But I worked hard. I worked really hard, harder than most people. You know, many hours, and you know, everything from, you know, being on the road, and nothing goes as you planned. And oh, of course we missed the plane to Mexico City. Of course the tour bus blew up. Of course the gig is canceled. Of course we didn't get paid. Of course, you know, oh, the hotel is bomb threatened in Jakarta. Great, hey. So it's stuff like this all the time, but you wrestle through it because you're also very privileged after a lot of hard work to be able to go out there and play your own music that you invented, or at least channeled, as we spoke about in the beginning, you know. So it's growing your own mustache is kind of, it followed me for quite some time. It's also like tuition stuff that I, you know, volumes with stuff that's piling up from the free guitar camps and so on, to grow your own mustache, because I think you will have a more fun life if you have a mustache of your own, instead of having Elon Musk's or John Petrucci's mustache, you know, or I don't know, female mustaches. So you need your own mustache. So yeah, grow it.
Yeah,
grow it.
And what else I like is, as you threw in there, and what I also see is, yeah, these things, these tools to make your life just worth living aren't always super deep. And one of the other things that you were saying is that every time, you know, as you ran into all these tragedies, the things went wrong. Just of course this happened. And you can say it, you could say that in a negative way or a positive way. It's like you have a choice, because you know, someone could be like, well, of course everything's bad. But sometimes I find I love that you said it, because sometimes throughout my day, if something happens, I'm like, oh, of course that happens. And it almost takes the power away from the negative thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And also making a fool out of yourself, that's also very, very liberating. I do that a lot, and I have come to the conclusion that there's no way to go through life cool. It's impossible. You will make an absolute idiot of yourself. I do it on a daily basis, because I have a son, and I have 2 dogs, and I have, you know, a garden and 2 cars and stuff like that. And when you have dogs and kids and stuff, you do the most stupid things you would never dream of if you're trying to be a cool hipster or whatever, you know. But you pick up shit, and you step in shit, and it's a lot of shit going on. So, and I like that. I like to have my guard completely down, you know, and also you become slightly untouchable if, you know, if I put some stuff here, hey, it's a new song, and it's on streaming now, and it's on YouTube, and the first comment is, well, this is not your finest work, sir. No, probably not, but I do something. Do you? You know, I do shit. And yeah, looking back, maybe it's not my finest work, but it had a purpose, and I had to do it. It was really like an itch. I was scratching I need to stop the itch, you know. So you do things, move on. It doesn't have to be brilliant. Do your very best, and move on. And it will all, that I often quote, that Frank Zappa said, and that I really like, that when everything is said and done, it is time to die, that everything you composed may be seen as one long composition. And it really appeals to me. I think it's a great idea, because you may even reuse themes and stuff like that, and it's all coming from you, and it has it is a journey. It is a journey. It's my music reflects where I am at the time. And right now, I am. It's very for kitchen, meat and potatoes, fat riffs, and groovy shit, and so on. And we have 11 songs, guitar wise in the can that I'm super happy with. Production is going to be tip top and so on. But I'm also into lots of electronic sounds because they are triggering something in me that I'm not done with it. I have to explore more. I have to learn filtering and just this chord. What is this kind of sequenced sound? I want to play over this one, and so on. And to me, it doesn't matter if people. Of course, I want people to like it. It sounds arrogant to say something else, but that's not why I do it. And I'm grateful that enough people like my quirky stuff that I can make a fine living on this, because I own the rights to everything I do. And a lot of people of my generation, grumpy old men, they sit home and complain with their box of CDs that nobody's buying. I said, sir, you have to adjust. And they it's impossible to live on music. No, certainly not. It's actually better than ever. But you have to find ways. You have to move around. You have to adjust. Like everything else. So that's how it is. And I think it's a very good time to be alive, despite all the doom and gloom that gets shoved down your throat on a daily basis. That some of it is true, some of it is just unnecessarily to scream in your face, because it may ruin the taste of your morning coffee. It's like, is this relevant, really? So you have to protect yourself and protect your energies. Good God, I talk a lot.
No, you know what? It's all good stuff. I'm so happy to hear a lot of it. And it's like every time I'm just cherry picking all these great things and like stacking them in my head. But I love just the idea of just doing things, like just do the things. Cause I had this thought the other day, and just to embarrass myself and make myself seem weird. I had this thought the other day, and I thought, most of my life I've tried to keep myself clean of any blemishes, like pristine. And I was like,
Yeah,
the action figure it's in pristine packaging. I never
yeah, yeah,
opened
yeah,
it.
yeah. Mint
And then,
condition, eh?
yeah,
Oh,
mint condition,
yeah,
Ghostbusters figure from
yeah,
1985. And it's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
and then I thought, man, I want to be the played with action. I want to be the
Yes,
one that's got the dirt on it, and
yes,
and its little fingers broken off, or well,
yeah,
not,
yeah, yeah.
I don't want my actual finger broke, but you know what I'm saying.
I
I want,
understand.
yeah. And
Yeah,
it's like, oh, I don't want to be the pristine condition
of course
thing,
not. That's
by
boring.
right. And it's so that reminded me, it was just like, just do things,
Yes,
and embarrass yourself. I think that's so
yes,
good too, because like,
yeah. It's
just
great.
it's yeah, like you said, it's freeing to not
Yes.
have to be perfect all the time.
No, no, no,
um
no, no. It's a very weird, today. And again, I don't want to sound like a grumpy old man, but all the Instagram guitar players and this and that and so on. Yeah, yeah. I synced this video very good to my Guitar Pro backing track and so on. It looks really, really convincing and whatever. There's lots of good stuff out there, but there's lots of lame 10-second things as well. And for me, it boils down to the information is not knowledge, the Frank Zappa Einstein thing that, well, are you able to do a 2-hour gig? Because there will be, warts and all, there will be flaws. You will step on the cable in the first song. The drummer halfway through the gig is moving to Brazil. Yeah, whatever, nothing goes, but that's life. Life is dirty and messy. And there's beauty in this as well, and so it's a weird thing that everything should be perfect, but because it's not. It's this morning I couldn't find my sock. It's like, where
mhm.
is it? Oh, the dog bit, made a big hole. But hey, I get air condition on my left foot. It's fine.
Right.
So what the hell, get on with it. And because I think I'm as old. I'm 53, and I couldn't. I just don't give a shit anymore. I do not give a shit, and it's also very freeing. I don't care if you see me as a caveman or Gandalf beard or broken vocal cords or just plain ugly. You look like a pig, sir. Absolutely, what's wrong with the pig? I'm a vegetarian. So it's, and then and again, not your finest work, or I didn't like this. This is very annoying. Absolutely, I make annoying music. That's how I pay all the bills. That's why my company is doing really well, because I'm doing annoying shit that people like, and some people do not like it, but it's okay. It's okay. So many things are okay. Don't intellectualize and think too much. Stop thinking. Do shit. And again, having a 15-year-old son and working with teenagers every once in a while I'm a mentor on a gymnasium. They hire me like 2 times a year, and I go there and I confuse them. And I realize there's a lot of anxiety. I'm not good enough, or so well, to hell with it. It doesn't matter. No, I know my friends are gonna film when we perform these ABBA songs or whatever. So what? Yeah, it's gonna be out of tune, and so what? It doesn't matter. Just listen to some old AC/DC records. They didn't even bother to tune their instruments. Having said that, I like good tuning with my True Temperament frets,
Right.
and so on. But it's don't worry too much. And it doesn't matter if you don't get any likes or this and that, or even thumbs down. It doesn't say anything about the stuff you put out. If you like it, then it's good. It's
Right.
dead simple. So
Yeah, it says something about the person who's giving you the thumbs down. It doesn't.
of course,
It's
of
their
course.
preferences can't meet your preferences exactly. So
Yeah.
now
And you
I
can't please everyone. So
no,
yeah.
not at all. That would be very weird if you could.
Yes.
So we have to pull off the road because you mentioned Zappa a few times,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I was raised on Frank Zappa. Me and my
Oh,
siblings. I mean, we've had
same here.
yeah, we had like we still do. I have a huge, probably 6 foot mural of Zappa's face in our
Yeah.
front room. So
Oh,
just born and raised. So with that being
great.
said, my dad actually said, hey, you have to talk to him about Zappa. Like
Yeah,
you
of
can't go
course.
through
Of
here. And
course.
so you
Yeah,
brought him
yeah,
up. So now
yeah.
if I remember right, and I should have done my homework, but I'm just winging it here. If I
That's
remember
fine.
right, on your website, at least back in the day, you had a story about meeting him. Did you meet him?
Yeah, yeah. I was 11. I still have the wait a minute. And this yeah, let's see if you can see it. It says
Oh
to
yeah.
Mattias. It's spelled the wrong way.
Yeah.
From F Zappa on a Scandinavian Airlines card, kind of postcard. So yeah, Steve Vai was in the band, but I didn't get it. It was not like, holy shit, we were invited and got to meet Frank. And the year prior to this, in 1980, I went to see Kiss with Iron Maiden as his support band, and that sort of, it was just, I don't know, it was blood and fire, and it was everything I wanted it to be. But then I got to meet, it wasn't, I was 11, it was just, hello Frank. And we were actually corrected by Frank Zappa, me and my friend Jürgen, when we ran to the fence when they played You Are What You Is, because it actually had a solid groove that we could relate to in our tiny pre-teenage years. So we just, because we've been to Kiss, where everything was nuts, but Frank, you sat down. But he said the obvious Frank Zappa thing, sit down so we can continue to play music. And we're like, well, eat shit, fuck you. But then something happened. I thought, there's stuff in there that I like, but I also like the fire and the blood and the explosions, and I love AC/DC and Iron Maiden and everything. But then I think I had Overnight Sensation. I thought, this is some kick-ass songs, really, really good songs. And why do I like this so much? And why do I like the quintuplets and septuplets and so I like this too. And you can combine this, And then I started to get into, on a side note, Django Reinhardt and Miles Davis, and then Metallica came along and Slayer. It's like, I like this too. It's actually music that is doing something to me, and why not just incorporate everything into your own music? Took me about 30 years, but so yeah, but that's great. But Frank Zappa has been, I mean, maybe well, it's been, you know, the metal stuff, the classic stuff, AC/DC, Kiss, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, all of it. And then Metallica. It changed a lot when Kill 'Em All came out. I bought a Flying V and I spent an entire summer playing Motor Breath and and so on. But the humor of Frank Zappa and the musicianship and the compositions and the odd time and the couplets and everything, and it's, well, it has a profound impact, you know, on my life. So there's always a place in my heart for Frank Zappa. So yeah.
Right, right. And it's funny because, like you said, it is like growing your own mustache. It's like all these little things that you're taking in are all the little
Yes.
hairs of your mustache. Because I mean,
Yes.
if
Yes.
we talk about Freak Kitchen, like
Yeah.
you got the riffs, and then you
Yeah.
got the odd time stuff and all the interesting, and you know, all the musically interesting. I mean, it's just like all piled in together. And another thing that you mentioned, and we can actually, I could frame this question in a Zappa way and say, does humor belong in music?
Very much so.
Because right. So, and that's a thing that, like, which, and of course you're going to say yes, but it's
Yes.
interesting because you would, you know, you listen to some of the Free Kitchen stuff, and yeah, there's a lot of humor, but do you, does that just come naturally, or do you kind of use that as a tool to like use some social
Yeah.
commentary and whatnot?
It's a tool, and some people, you know, say, oh, Free Kitchen could have been 10 times as big as you are because you're this funny band, and I don't think we're funny at all. Well, we may be funny off stage, or we may do, because also, again, our guards are completely down and we don't use backing tracks and stuff like that. So if someone has funny underpants, you're welcome. You will stop the show like Frank did and just invite them up, or hey, we missed the harmony vocals, let's do it 75 times until we get it right. Who gives a shit? And some people pay for the concerts, you know, and so on. But playing a Free Kitchen song is dead hard. It's, you got to give everything you got. And people say, oh, it's just, you know, meat and potatoes. It's not. And it's in different tunings, and it's messy. But also, I think humor is a good way to sort of get your, not message, but your, how should I say, stuff you think about through it that you want to share. Back in the days, I was so much more insecure and everything, and I was at my pointers and and was being ironic and silly, but I was young. Now, and it's like I'm right and you're wrong kind of lyrics, and but now it's a complete mess. The older you get, the less you actually know about anything. What's right, what's wrong, is this, and especially today with everything, social media and news and everything, I'm like, I have to make up my own mind because they say this and that, and who am I to actually trust, you know? And I did an album last year called, or was it this year? Freak Audio Lab Intergalactic Songs of Love and Reflection, which was like techno electronica. And I have this song called There's No R in Banana. And the only thing, and it's about aliens observing mankind and sort of observations. So it's like left wing, right wing, should we do this, blah, 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 World War III, jab, no jab, blah, blah, blah. And the only thing that's, you know, after much observation, is that the aliens come to the conclusion that the only thing they are certain of is that there's no R in banana. And that's where I am. That's pretty much, and I have lots of British friends, they actually say banana R,
Right.
which is not what we talked about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I need to, I'm lousy at remembering lyrics. And in order to remember it, I have to sing about stuff that concerns me. And if you're dead serious, you kind of put people away. On the other hand, a lot of people say, I don't like humor in music. And it's fine. It's okay. And I don't think with that humorous. Actually, some songs are very dark, and heavy and in so many ways. But yeah, if you have a song called Porno Daddy, which is a true story, then people, Porno Daddy, they're a crazy band. Well, it's
Right.
actually a sad story about some
Right.
fucked up teenagers, you know, and they're a porn movie making dad. And but again, Porno Daddy is a good title, you know. Honey, You're a
Right.
Nazi.
Yeah.
It's about a neighbor. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
and it's not
Yeah.
funny at all. It's not
No.
honey, you're a Nazi. So
Yeah.
yeah, well, it's actually very sad.
Hmm.
So yeah, But
But it's
yeah, I think it's a weapon.
mhm.
I don't see myself as a super duper funny guy. I just do what I do, and sometimes I entertain myself a lot. I can laugh alone like a crazy person here in the Freak Audio Lab, and my wife is sometimes like walking by outside with the dogs or knocking. Are you okay? You are talking to yourself and laughing. So you're crying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's again very liberating. So I'm having a good time. I just get silly, and you have
Right.
to entertain yourself. And life
Yeah.
should be fun. So yeah,
Right. And you know what? And I love to hear that you still do it in the studio by yourself, because I've seen you live and I know
yeah,
there's a lot of positivity on stage and there's a lot
yeah,
of like um engagement with just a kind of a joyful demeanor. And I
yeah,
feel like, because a lot of metal, you mean, especially with metal, and I mean, you're going to go on stage and you're going to furl your brow and you're going to make the mean
yeah,
faces and you're going
yeah,
to,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and it's kind of part of the show. And some
yeah,
bands, I love it, don't get me
yeah, yeah.
wrong. I don't need Pantera to, or I don't need Phil to, be too smiley on stage,
No, no,
but like the the positivity and the fun on stage. I think there's some value in not taking it too serious, like taking the performance seriously, but
yeah,
letting that
yeah,
guard down.
yeah.
Um, is there anything to that, like, or is it just your regular life flowing right onto the stage and
I
that
think
positive
so.
demeanor?
I think so. I think we gave up sort of pretending, and I'm dreadful at. I mean, I'm a clumsy guy. I walk on stage, and that's why I don't really use a lot of pedals and stuff. I plug in my guitar. I have my foot resting on the volume pedal, which takes care of high gain, low gain, or whatever, and then I try to find the microphone to scream and yell it, and then I have my hair all in the face. Where am I? Have to be led back to the microphone stand, and so um, and again, it's about again taking your guard down, and yes, it's okay because I've done a zillion gigs and I've survived on this my strange music since I was 19 and I'm 53 now, and this itself, to not have any other job on the side or whatever, it's a great success, and yet not a lot of people know about me. Enough people know about me so I can have a fine living, and I like that, to keep it that way. I don't want to say join a super duper big band and play arenas for one summer and then be on a retainer or whatever. That would be my worst nightmare. It's like, good god, I have tomorrow, sorry darling, I have to fly to Alaska tomorrow, it's a video shoot. I would rather kill myself. Sorry, I mean, it sounds arrogant, but no, I need to protect my freedom. I don't have a single, I have friends that I work with, I don't have a single piece of contract or written paper with anyone. Comparison on my right hand, Torben, it stopped being valid in 95, I think. Or, everything from DR strings to Laney to line 6 and everything is just gentleman's agreement. And I love that. I'm free to do exactly what I want to do every day. I am in charge of every minute of my life. And this itself is a great success to me to actually I mean, it's the same with the Free Guitar Camp. It's the 25th summer in a row that we've been doing this, and it's amazing that how is it possible even in 2020, because I'm such a stubborn guy. I was just like, to
Mm.
hell with this, I'm not canceling. What are we going to do? It's the place we can't sit inside. So I just called some event company and said, could you come to me and build big ass tents in the woods so we can have a little bit more space? Took about an hour, then everybody forget about the pandemic and started to kiss and hug, and hey
Mhm.
man, it was great. And I think a lot of people, including myself, would have lost their mind if we didn't get together and play music and sing chronicle and hug and swim and do silly things in the woods. And but also I protect this with really, do you say tooth and nail, or no, claws, or yeah, um, because a lot of people want to buy in on the Free Guitar Camp. We'll give you $1 million if we can slap our logos or take the concept and we can expand it. Absolutely not. And during the pandemic, there were all sorts of streaming companies that will put cameras up for the people outside of Europe because it's a worldwide camp. But summer of 2020, it was only Europeans, and but everybody from everywhere from Japan to Indonesia to the US could keep their place for 2021 when borders were open. But they will stream and we'll charge and you'll make a lot of money. Absolutely not. Are you mad? Putting up cameras and the internet in those Swedish woods. They will ruin everything.
Hmm.
And this summer we had TV and radio wanted to come and make a feature, and I said, no way, you're not coming. And people were really, I said, today we were asked by Swedish television and also radio to if they wanted to come here and talk to you and who are you and make a thing about the free guitar camp. And I said no, because my gut feeling said absolutely not. I don't want people from the outside here. We are, as one camper said, we are in a different dimension in the woods. It's a really, something happens on the road to the free guitar camp, and you don't want to ruin it. People ruin beautiful things. So I said, I don't want the attention. It's sold out. It's almost, always sold out, being not sounding arrogant, but you have to protect it. Oh, but you can make it bigger. You can charge more money. I like it the way it is. And
Right.
it's amazing. So, yeah, well, I supposed to have some kind of point, but I think you got it.
No, points
Yeah.
are overrated. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I,
We
I
started
and
to talk about something, but yeah,
Yeah,
whatever.
no, it's okay. I mean, just uh, let it go wherever it goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have no expectation here. It's totally fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like that, and I like, it's just, it keeps reflecting the same thing about just,
Yeah. Yeah.
protecting
Yeah.
what's meaningful and protecting your energy and
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
things
Oh,
that are,
yes, and yes, I remember now. I said
oh,
that I'm not the most well-known person on the planet,
hmm,
and that's very nice. People say, "Oh, but if you can grow your Instagram followers," I said, "Well, it's okay. I can put some. If I want to have more followers, I do some sweeping and swooping and arpeggios, and yes, but that's not what I do. It's growing in a nice way, and sometimes it goes backward, and that's also fine. But things are, I'm doing well, but in a secret kind of way. But
right,
it's my way, and I am in charge. And since I can, be a family provider and again have a fine life, I don't have to worry when I go buy groceries and this is or pay a bill or fill up the car, and this is a
hmm,
luxury to own. I paid for my house. I paid for my studio. It took many years, but I pay for everything. My dad said, if you don't have the money, you can't spend it. So, okay, we need a new car. Really, 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 really. Boom! Here, $10,000. This is the Volvo is mine. It's not a new one. Ah, well, you are working your ass off to pay for a car that's not yours. It's mine. It's
hmm,
all mine. The studio
hmm,
is mine. I pay for it.
right.
No mortgages, and that's freedom also.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
it's cool too, because it almost feels like, and I've heard this before, that there's a very distinct difference between community and audience. And
yeah,
you've built a community that supports like your weird art
yeah, yeah,
and instead of just trying to build an audience that
yes,
just watches you. So you're like, yeah, come to the
yeah, yeah,
Swedish
yeah,
woods and let's
yeah.
play around. And I feel like community and audience, if we could just separate those two things, uh I think would be kind of off in a better place with, like, sharing our art and whatnot. um
Absolutely,
so
absolutely.
it's cool to see that you've done that in a very natural way, just
Yeah.
because you felt that it was the right way.
I think it was, looking back, everything I've done has been unintentional, or maybe, well, how should I say, subconscious. It was never been, I never planned anything. It was just a very long walk on a road less traveled. But I've enjoyed the ride a lot, and I've sort of, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that, I don't been there, done that, never want to go back. And that's also the beautiful thing about being a middle-aged man is I know very well what I do not want to do, and there are many things that I will never do again. Being alive is like, no, I've tried this. I've tried it many times, and I didn't like it. It could be anything from, hey, we're gonna throw a New Year's party. Good God, there's no fun in that. You just run around like a maniac trying to serve people, and people puke in the second floor of the house, and you can't find your where's my whiskey from 1700 century whatever. So it's like, forget it, we like this and we like this a lot, we're going to do this. And it's very nice because then again you are a happy camper, you
Right.
really are, and then you can give energy to try to, I said, I try to help in any way I can. I write secret messages because I get requests all the time. Can you say this on your, you have many thousands of followers. I'm certainly not, super duper big, but there are some people who listen or will read what I said. And I said, no, I'm not going to post on behalf of this and this and this, because it will always be a shitstorm. There's always going to be someone. I'm not afraid. I just don't want to spend the time and energy to deal with it, and
Hmm.
clean up the mess. So I work secretly. I try to donate money every month to good stuff. And if people write to me, I said I will write to all there's the shit in Ukraine and everything. People write to me, and so, and I write back. I said I'm not going to post this. I'm not going to have this whatever, put the Ukrainian flag, whatever. I work in a different way. I don't say there's nothing wrong with it, but people change stuff all the time, the profile picture and this, and it's fine, do that, but I rather work in a different way and more practical way, go out there and collect clothing or whatever, but don't
Hmm.
tell anyone. You don't have to
Right.
tell people, just do it. You don't have, hey, I'm such a good guy, I've been doing this. No. Not me. I am very
Right.
Swedish in that way,
Yeah.
So I work in a different way. But
I think
I don't mean to sound like an arrogant son of a bitch. I
no.
said, oh, what do you do? Why is it bad to have the flag of whatever country at war on my Facebook profile? Well, you can do that, but I don't. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And we shouldn't all be doing things the exact same way. I mean, that's
yeah.
you have to kind of puzzle piece this whole thing together. But
Yes.
um, so since we're getting close to an hour, I've got a couple questions that I always kind of finish up with. So
Fire away.
I want to throw these out there to you. So one reason that I started the podcast is it's just so I could share stuff that either I enjoyed or perspectives I liked, and also just so I could talk to people that kind of stimulate my mind. But
Yeah, yeah.
main thing is sharing was a big part of it. So with that being said, um, if I asked you to just make a suggestion to people, it can be practice, it can be like a book, music, it can be, hey, I like taking walks. It doesn't it anything at all that just kind of works for you.
Yeah, yeah,
And like I said, it could be as simple as a TV show, or it can
yeah,
be
yeah,
as
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
What would you suggest to people?
Well, it's for a lot of people of planet Earth. It's hard, of course, because you may live in L.A. or suburbia from hell or whatever, or Jakarta, and because but to me, nature is sorting a lot of things out. When I take long walks, and I just had one before talking to you, with the dogs for maybe 90 minutes with the dogs, and it's making everything, if you have stuff on your mind, or oh, you worry about this, and you walk into nature, it's gone. It's gone in 10 minutes. And if it's not, I continue walking until I am actually not having any brain function or capacity at all. It's just, it's shutting down. It's like, yes, I'm here. I'm not thinking about something else. And ooh, how did I end up here? I'm actually here. I'm present. um, but you got to give yourself time. It's the same with music. You may not pick up your instrument of choice and do brilliant things after 30 seconds of widdly widdly. It may take 10 hours. Then you have to give yourself 10 hours. Because it's also fun along the way, and it's good to walk. I'm a medium fat 53-year-old. I need to move my ass around, otherwise I will become Jabba the Hutt.
Right.
So I need to do my push-ups and some stretching and walking, because I don't go to the gym. So I have a little gym upstairs here.
Hmm.
Right. I just basically take care of the middle-aged fat body.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
but nature is the solution to many things. Yeah.
right. I like that too, because it kind of combines things, because it's like clears your mind, moves your
Yes.
body. And like
Yes.
you said earlier, it's like simple stuff. Move your body,
Yes.
clear your mind, and
Yes.
you're probably fine. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
in a lot of ways. So that's
Yeah.
really a good
And,
one.
and when you kind of reset yourself, that's when I start to get ideas. First, it's like, oh shit, I forgot to. I'm terrible at calling back because I never have any sound on my phone. So I like, oh shit, it was 3 weeks ago. Blah blah blah. Henrik called, and I and this and oh, because I think I'm in sync. I'm never in sync. I could answer emails all day long, and I would still never be able to answer everything. Not that, oh, I get so many emails, but if I could just scroll through 10 years of whatever, Instagram or Facebook, and it's, oh, I try. but
Mhm.
I think I'm in sync. But the first like half of the walk is it's all turbulence and white noise and oh, and then
Right.
maybe a title, Be Kind to Dinosaurs. That's a great album title.
Mhm.
Whatever, stuff pops up, or the dogs do something stupid and I burst out in laughter, So
Right.
you have to reset yourself every day. And getting offline is a very good thing. It's very hard um, for a lot of people. And of course, I'm part of this as well. I have a super duper fast phone. I have 1,000, megabit here in the studio, despite that I live in the woods and I'm a gaming kind of guy. And people, rage. I play Quake Champions every day and Doom and Tetris and stuff like that. This also to cleanse my brain. But nature is the best thing. And I take evening walks every evening in complete darkness. And sometimes people come with all kinds of flashing lights and they look at their phone. And I said, excuse me, I just want to tell you, I'm standing here with two big ass dogs in darkness. Why don't you have any light? Well, you don't see anything, do you? I see everything, because if you have flashing lights, you can't see what's hiding in the shrubbery. So
Mhm.
I adjust my eyes and I see more than you think, and I know my trails in the woods, and I love it. I walk in
Wow.
complete darkness.
I think
So
that's
yeah,
awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's almost like, we're constantly flooded with like stimuli, like
yes,
input,
yes,
input, input. I had that thought earlier where I was like, sometimes, your eyes are great tools. They're
yes.
gonna they're gonna help me know where my cup is. Actually, my goody cup.
Oh,
So, um,
a quake.
nice, perfect. So yeah, it's they're these great tools. And it's like I know where to go, I know where I'm walking, I know how, whatever. But sometimes, maybe if we let them have a break from having a task, always a thing
Yes,
to do,
yes.
it's like they're not just headlights. They can
No,
just, like you said, after walking nature for maybe 10 minutes or 90 minutes, all of a sudden
yeah,
you're just there and
yes,
it's taking stuff in, but it's not,
yes.
it's processing it, but not for a reason.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
You need time. Yeah.
that's almost when, like you said, the antenna goes up and the good
Yes,
thoughts come,
yes,
like, or the
yes,
the creative thoughts and
yes,
stuff like
yes,
that. So that's
yes.
very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. To me, it's a planet of recycling to death. It's this and that, and I'm easily bored. That's why I have to create my own stuff. Not saying that I'm so interesting, but I listen to stuff and I hear the same tonality, and yeah, this kind of lick that's even okay. It's the same shit done in the '80s, only 6 times as fast. Or yes, it's done on a 9-string guitar, whatever. But it's still it's the same thing. Come on, because it takes a lot of time to try to break new ground for yourself, at least to find new ways and to struggle and go wrong and error. This is it was a mistake, but you try. That's the only thing. I think that's going to be my tombstone or gravestone. He
He,
tried.
he tried.
He
I
tried
feel like
hard.
I feel like that's the best gravestone I've ever heard. That's good.
Here
Um,
lies Mattias IA Eklundh.
he
He
did his
tried.
best. Yeah, here we are.
I
That's
will
funny.
die trying. I will die
Yeah,
trying to find new ways
uh,
to in this strange business that I have chosen. So
right.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Sorry.
So, last thing.
Yeah.
So, the you're probably familiar with Peter Pan, I assume.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's the Neverland and the
Mm,
Lost Boys, and the Lost Boys have to have a happy thought in order to
mm,
fly. That's their
yeah.
thing. They think of something that fills them with joy, and
Oh, yeah.
it's the thing with a little bit of fairy dust or pixie dust. They fly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I if you were in Neverland, what would be the thought that just would bring immediate joy to you?
Yeah.
What's your
I
joyful
I
thought?
yeah. I have to make a parallel. Have you seen the movie Everywhere, Everything, All at Once?
I haven't, but everyone tells me I have to.
You
Ev-
well, we'll have a chat after you've seen it. Thinking
okay.
about stuff that gets you, happy thought. It's a different kind of movie. I love it so much. But
I've heard
it's
it's
a really
awesome.
it's a parallel to Peter Pan in that sense that you have to think. They go to different dimensions and everything. They have to do stuff to sort of get there. And it may be peeing yourself or slap yourself with. Never mind. I'm no spoilers, but it's
Okay.
fantastic. I'm just grateful that somebody made a movie like this. I
Yeah.
loved it. So, but a happy thought. well, it sounds like a silly coffee cup, life is good,
Hmm.
or whatever. But I am be grateful. I think most people have more stuff to be grateful for than you think. You can sort of wallow in your own misery, but and of course, people struggle. There's no doubt about it. There's a lot of shit going on, as we spoke about, but there's also a lot of good stuff going on, and we're living, despite the confusion and whatnot, and pandemics and war and whatnot, inflation. There's a lot of good things happening, and I'm super grateful. And sometimes I feel 10 seconds of, oh, I'm ashamed. I feel so good. I have
Mm,
so much to be grateful about. Just walking the dogs in the woods before I take the evening walk. I open and turn on all the Christmas lights in the garden and so on, and I look into the Freak Audio Lab and I say, mine, see you tomorrow. It's mine. I paid, you're
right.
mine. and
Hmm.
and and see you tomorrow, and we'll see what tomorrow holds, what tomorrow brings. And just having that unwritten piece of paper, it's just shit exciting to take something, or nothing, and do something with it. That's the ultimate thrill for me, and I can't get enough of it. So I'm gonna do this until I die. That's, even
Right.
if, I don't know, I turn into Jabba the Hutt, or my hair will fall off, or I will have beard like cousin It in my entire
Hmm.
face, or I will continue to do this.
Right.
So yeah, because I love it. It's life.
Yeah. But
So
yeah,
what
just
was the
that,
word of wisdom? I don't know. Be grateful.
be grateful. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. It's like that, the simple gratitude.
Yeah.
And the fact that this whole time we've been talking, my lungs have been working, my heart is doing its thing, and I don't
Yeah.
have to think about it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
alone is worth being grateful for.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a good day, and nothing happened. Everybody around you are doing fine, and no accidents or nothing. You have a lot of things to be, if you for people who really struggle, and then if you relate to that, to whatever, somebody gets cancer, or it's like, oh, holy shit, and you complain, and you say, "Ah, you have nothing to complain about, sir." There are actually people who are in deep shit, but I certainly have nothing to complain about, nothing at all.
Good,
I cannot. I am grateful. So yeah.
good, good. Well, that pretty much covers our
We
hour.
spoke for
So
about an hour. It's
yeah,
amazing.
almost perfectly, almost on the dot. So I'm gonna throw one more thing. It's not even a question. Well, it's
Fire
kind of
away.
a question, but that way I
Yeah,
don't embarrass myself when I do the intro. Now, I want you to pronounce your name correctly so that
oh
I
yeah.
can do it
Yeah.
correctly because I don't think I've ever done it correctly.
Okay, like the Swedish way, or
Yeah. Well,
Americanized
let's
way, or
do both. Let's see
okay.
hear them both.
Okay, in Swedish, it would be Mattias IA Eklundh. Mattias IA, which is my nickname, Eklundh. Uh, in sort of English would be Matthias. IA it doesn't mean anything. It's not like the tax or whatever, or internal affairs, or it's just Mattias. It's like an abbreviation. And Eklund would be like Eklund, Matthias
Right. Okay.
Eklund,
Okay.
or the
So
Swedish is Mattias IA Eklund, or the full one is Mattias IA Bernt Johannes Eklund, which is
oh
my middle
wow.
names, if you want to go
Wow.
hardcore.
Yeah, right, right. Oh, that's
So yeah,
awesome. Well,
you
I
can say
appreciate
anything you like.
right, perfect, perfect. Well, I appreciate your time and
Thank you, Sean.
especially the simple wisdoms you gave us. So
Yeah, yeah.
thank you for that. And we're looking
Thank you.
forward to the new Freak Kitchen, at least I am. So
Yeah, 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 good.
um
Me too.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I will definitely watch that movie and I'll
Oh
hit you
yeah.
up with my
Bloody hell.
review.
Do it. Do
I'm
it.
go-
Do it. Do it.
I
And
have the
watch it
rest
from no interruptions. Just watch it
right,
from start to finish.
right.
And
I'll
it's
throw
it's
my phone
hilarious. It's
somewhere.
fantastic.
All
Yeah.
right.
It's
That sounds
fantastic.
perfect. All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank
Thank
you
you, Sean.
again
All
and
right.
have a good day, man.
You
See
too.
ya.
Thank you so much. Thank you. How do I
See
turn
ya.
this off?
I will figure that out.